Hey guys, it's VEDA day 25 because tomorrow's my 3-year surge anniversary. Okay, so today's video, I'm just going to talk really quick about my greatest NSVs over the last 3 years. There's been a bunch, and I don't want this video to be too long, so I just kind of narrowed it down to a few. Right. So if you know me or know anything about my journey or my channel, the number one thing that well, let me say this first. When I was 350 pounds, almost 400 pounds, somewhere in there, I did let it slow me down some. Looking back, I was tired, I was lethargic. I tell people all the time, I didn't even know I felt bad until I didn't feel that way anymore. But I also, even though it did hold me back some, worked really hard not to let my weight hold me back a lot. I was always in the middle of a room. I always drew attention. I always was the center of attention. I did a lot of show. I did a lot of theaters. I was on stage. And maybe that was my way of coping. I don't know. I still love that stuff, obviously. I make videos. I like to watch it myself. I like to see pictures of myself. It's just a thing. I did that when I was big. I like to do it when I'm small. I criticized at both points, and I picked out things that I liked both times. But just in general, you know, I'm sure somebody somewhere sometime made fun of me or talked ugly about me. I don't remember it. I was a childhood fatty. I grew up fat. But I don't have some of the horror stories and some of the negative, horrible things to say that I hear from some other people that just is heartbreaking and heart-wrenching. I was blessed enough to have loving parents who, man, they just encouraged me and basically said, you can do anything. Did my mom say, do you really need that other piece of cake? Yeah, sure she did. She's my mom. But in general, they did not allow me to get down on myself about my weight, to the point of my dad was anti-weight loss surgery. Anyways, I'm getting off the subject, but I wanted to say that. So when I say these things that are non-scale victories, some of them may not be big deals to you, but they were to me, and some of them, I know everybody has different ones that were their favorite. So my first number one obviously was the fact that I got pregnant. That was my goal in all of this. If you've watched me for very long, you know that I was going to reach goal and claim goal no matter what my size was when we got pregnant. We started trying to get pregnant in October after VSG, which was 18 months out. And then we were pregnant by January 4th is when we found out we were pregnant. So we were pregnant in December, or got pregnant in December. That's been my greatest non-scale victory, to just be pregnant, to maintain a healthy pregnancy. I gained quite a bit of weight, about 45 pounds. But overall, it was awesome. My blood pressure was great. I had a great birth. The delivery was awesome. I guess you're figuring that with a great birth. My blood pressure was great the whole time. I never had any problems. I might have had a little swelling, nothing unusual other than pregnancy swelling. You know, I had some breathlessness during pregnancy. That's not unusual. I just was healthy and maintained health the whole time. And I couldn't ask for a better non-scale victory than that. Just super blessed. Something else, and this is totally stupid, but just being able to fit into regular size maternity clothes was a blessing, and a huge non-scale victory was to have in hand-me-down maternity clothes. I never in a million years would have thought that I would have been able to be given maternity clothes from my sister-in-law, from my best friend and all her sisters. They'd been saving that stuff for me, and I was able to wear a lot of that stuff. So that's a huge non-scale victory. Another non-scale victory is just going shopping in regular clothing stores. I always shopped, and I always got expensive clothes because plus-size clothing is expensive. But it really is neat and fun to be able to shop in regular stores. And even though I'm up in my weight, I can still wear an extra large. Some stores I can do a 1X. It just depends on the brand. but I'm wearing about a 16, 18, sometimes 18, 20, depends on where I'm shopping and what I'm looking at. It just depends. So and I'm not going to be here forever. I'm working after I get done nursing, cut him off. I'm really going to get back to working on becoming me. Running, huge non-skill victory. Who thought that I would be a runner? I talked ugly about runners. I'm not where I need to be. I can't get back into that, but I'm going to, hopefully. So running, crossing my legs, my feet not hurting. Huge non-skill victory. My feet hurt all the time. Shopping, my feet hurt. Did I stop shopping? No. Walking around, my feet hurt. Did I stop walking? No. But my feet hurt all the time. They don't hurt anymore. Going to Holiday World and riding rides and not being nervous that I was going to fit on anything. I will say that of all things, I was paranoid. And I remember when we went to Disney World, and Disney World's very size accommodating. But I remember that when I went to Disney World with my husband, which is when I was the biggest I probably have ever been, I was paranoid about fitting under the rides. And I'd been to Disney World as an adult several times, and I didn't worry about it then. But I was the biggest I'd been when I went with my husband, and then turned around like a year and a half later and went back with my parents. And I Googled, what are the size limitations at Disney World and blah, 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 blah. I was paranoid about it. When we went to Holiday World, started going 2 years ago, and we went again last year, even pregnant. I couldn't ride anything, but if I wanted to, I could have. So that was a huge non-skill victory, just not having to even think about or worry about that at all. Having a desire to work out, that's a huge non-skill victory. Even now, even though I'm not getting to work out like I want to, just the fact that I want to do it is a huge non-skill victory. That it was that much of a habit, that I feel like walking is not cutting it for me. Walking's great, don't get me wrong, but I know that I need more than that right now. I'm just not being able to fit it into my schedule. This is a bad time of year for my husband, so I'm really not getting much downtime or alone time. Okay, this is something else that's big. I love t-shirts. I love concert t-shirts, show t-shirts, ordering t-shirts, like when there's a function and somebody says, hey, let's all order t-shirts. It's a huge non-skill victory to me that I can order regular t-shirts and wear them, and that the other day we went to get t-shirts somewhere, and they didn't have any more larges. They were out because that was a typical size, and they were out of the typical size because everybody needed a large. That is a huge non-skill victory. I did get an extra large, by the way, and it was too big. Okay, so that's huge non-skill victory. Two other things I want to mention really quick. I wrote down, I've got a notes going on. One of them is just not being able to go overboard. Even though I'm sort of living a life in maintenance right now, just because my carbs and things like that are higher than they probably need to be. I'm not really gaining weight, but I'm not really losing weight. That's huge. And another non-skill victory is that I'm not going overboard with my eating. Sure, I can eat more than I used to could. 3 years out, that's just going to happen. I'm eating more than I need to, but I still have only so far I can go. Can I cheat the system? Absolutely. I'm smart enough to do that. Do I do it all the time? No. But it is just awesome that I still have this tool that at some point says, whoa, you can have that cheesecake. You can only eat so much of that cheesecake. Or you can have that whole cheesecake, but you're going to have to wait like 3 hours to eat it. Just little things like that. Like if it's been within a meal. I'm going to have to wait a certain amount of time before I can fit in the cheesecake. So there are, it's just nice not to be able to go overboard. That my tummy finally says, whoa. So that's nice. The last great non-skill victory that I have in the last 3 years has just been fitting into little chairs with the kids. I know that sounds silly, but it is so neat to be able to sit in a chair with Cammy sit beside me and us read a book. And I'm excited about being able to do little things like that with Oz. Yeah. You know, I always was active before. I was always busy, up and down, up and down. And I know there are other non-scale victories. Those are just the ones I thought of off the top of my head that were probably my favorite. And again, just being a mom, getting to be a mom, has been my greatest non-scale victory. Okay, guys, I'll see you for day 26 tomorrow, which will be my 3-year surge anniversary. We're going to party. Not really. I don't know what we're going to do. I had decided I was going to do, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Okay. I'll see you later. Bye.